questions here? Any questions here? Okay, let's touch them up.
Frank Gentile is the referee for our main event. It is scheduled for 10. Teddy, there's many times I will turn to you before we go on the air when perhaps we have a fight where it looks like there's a big advantage for one fighter, and I'll say, Teddy, we're getting rounds out of this fight. And I ask you now for our audience, are we getting rounds out of this fight?
I'm not so sure that we will. But it's going to be really entirely up to Guzman. I don't know if it's up to Pabon as much. If Guzman comes to fight, if Guzman comes to prove a point, and that means if Guzman attacks, and attacks especially to the body, well, then you're not going to get many rounds. But if Guzman just... 2, 3...
Right down to the knees.
5, 6, 7, 8. I don't think Pabon is the toughest guy mentally. And on top of that, this is just a huge step up in class for Pabon. And Guzman already has him hurt, has him in front of him, and is looking to size him up for a big shot. And that could be good, that could be bad for Guzman. He should be using that jab to set up many shots, not just looking for one shot. It's easy to avoid one shot, as you can see Pabon avoiding one big shot at a time from Guzman.
Guzman was trying to land that left uppercut while framing him with the right hand for a moment, and you heard Gentile say, don't hold him there.
One thing that doesn't help Pabon either is he's been inactive. 9 months since his last fight, go back 4 fights. He was off for a year and a half. Guzman is just the much better fighter, the class that's in that ring right now. Early in the career of Guzman, when he was a smaller man, he was knocking guys out. Lately, he's been out slicking guys. And that's why I said what I said when I answered your question, when you said, are we going to get rounds? And then bang, we got a knockdown. I said, no, we might not get rounds, but it's truly up to Guzman. If he does this and he attacks, it's going to be an early night. If he doesn't, Pabon might be able to pick spots and survive.
There's a right uppercut to the body that time by Guzman.
Both of the losses for Pabon have been by knockout, so you wonder about his chin. And they were both early in the fight, in the second round.
Almost holding behind the head when he landed that right uppercut there. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we will show you that knockdown scored by Guzman. Stay with us.
The best piece of advice I ever got, before I get up on the lanes every time, I take a real big deep breath. That calms me down. When I don't do it, that's where the bad shots come from. I'm Bill O'Neill, and I just helped you read between the lanes.
The PDA Tour, Sunday at 3 p.m. on ESPN.
Good night, gluttony. A farewell long awaited. Good night, Stuffy. Good night, outdated. Good night, old luxury and all of your wares. Good night, bygones everywhere. Good morning, illumination. Good morning, innovation. Good morning, unequaled inspiration.
The Audi A8, chosen by Car and Driver as the best luxury sedan in a recent comparison test.
You can see right here that Pabon's looking for that southpaw left, but he opens himself up.
Seconds out. Got your mouth.
And what happens is the orthodox left, the left hook gets there first. You see Pabon looking for that southpaw left hand, opens up a little, and a very confident, very experienced Guzman beats him to the mark with his own left hook.
Pabon knocked down in that first round. I got Jorge from ESPN Deportes flanking me here, so he was translating what trainer Jose Bonilla was saying to Pabon. He was saying, wake up, get into yourself, and engage in the fight a little bit. Get smart. Let's see if he gets after it here in the second round.
Get a bum in the corner of Guzman, and you would think in Guzman's own heart and mind, you want to make a sensational impression as you can tonight. because of all the problems you've had in your career, as you talked about earlier, Joe. You're 35 years old. You've eaten your way out of opportunity after opportunity. Now here's an opportunity, as I said in the top, to take a bite out of a big fight, to get a chance to bite into a big fight.
All right, I got you.
And the best way to do that is not to win a sluggish decision, but to win sensationally. And again, it's up to Guzman to bring that attitude.
Okay, I got you.
The one advantage that Pabon has, and I don't know if it's an advantage because the talent is so immensely separated, so much greater for Guzman. But Guzman, he is the smaller guy. I mean, he turned pro at 124. He's been as low as 121. Most of his fights between 122 and 129. He only moved up, Joe, in weight his last 5 fights, while Pabon has been a junior welterweight just about his whole career. But again, the better fighter, the sharper fighter, is Guzman.
That right hand to the body by Guzman just sunk into that belt line of Pabon.
That's where Guzman should stay, to the body. If he stays to that body, behind the jab, puts pressure on, doesn't get smothered, bangs to that drum, Guzman will get a knockout.
Right uppercut just as Pabon ducked forward and missed with that clubbing right hand that time.
Not only is Pabon so many things against him, not only is he, I mean, it just looks like when this fight was made on paper, and I saw it, I said it's got to be a mismatch. Pabon not only stepping way up in class, higher class than he's ever been with Guzman, but he's doing it off a knockout loss.
That's right. He lost
Powerful
to
way.
Francisco Castro, an upset loss. That happened last June. He was taken out in the second round. Here, trying to escape the second round against Guzman. More to come. Stay with us.
So I'm looking for a purple, but not like the purple, but more like a purple. Know what I mean?
Yeah. You want the color, but you don't want to be smothered by it. You want something you could live with for a long time.
Find your soul paint. We'll help this Saturday with a free quart of your perfect color from the new Clark & Kensington Paint and Primer in 1. This Saturday at Ace, the helpful place.
Sunday NBA action on ABC. The Knicks and the Celtics and that rivalry that now includes Jeremy Lin. And then at 3:30, the Miami Heat taking on Kobe and the Lakers. And all today's action will start with the key NBA shoot-around at 12:30. Boy, Kobe looked like somebody from our business after the All-Star game, suffering that banged-up nose, thanks to...
Stay back.
But he also, he was banged up, he came back with the mask, but he also showed the attitude of somebody in our business.
He's a fighter.
A real fighter's
He really
attitude.
is.
He got off the canvas, he came back, and he scored 30-something points. He behaved like a fighter.
Right up until the very end, when he had a very interesting chat with LeBron James about James's lack of a shot selection there in the final moment.
You know, I
The
talked
warning from Gentile.
about Pabon's inactivity. Guzman very inactive. Before his last fight, he was off 11 months. Then go back 2007, he had just one fight in 2008, only one fight in 2009, 2 fights in 2010. He spent more time at the buffet table, as you chronicled, than he did in the ring.
That right hand almost straight low that time, and he's been charging in with digging body punches.
Most guys want a cut man in the corner. Guzman needs Jenny Craig.
If he used the diet guru throughout his career, he would have made a lot more money and held on to some of these titles.
Again, you see Guzman, very smart fighter, very calm fighter. He doesn't waste much. He's pretty accurate with his punches. He's looking to pot shot with that right hand a little bit against the southpaw. Right there, he looked to time the southpaw. See, he was so calm. He saw the southpaw make that defensive move with his head, and he followed him with the left hook and just missed him.
Just escaping that left hand that time. Guzman then digs in with another right hand, and Pabon tries to hold on.
Right now, Pabon not trying to win, just trying to last. Trying to survive.
We overheard his corner telling him in instructions that if you can hold on through the fourth round, then you got your best chance to make it.
But right now, Guzman, to me...
Oh, big right hand landed flush, and another thudding right hand. And Pabon is on shaky legs, and he goes down from a big body punch.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay.
Give Pabon a little credit, even though he's taking a beating here. Showed some heart, didn't stay on the canvas, got up. I'm not so sure that body punch wasn't a little bit low either. But again, as I said earlier, if Guzman keeps the pressure, keeps the heat on, he's got a good chance to get a knockout.
Off balance that time, just got out of the way of a right hand. As we come to the end of the round, and we'll listen into the corners and give you a chance to see that knockdown.
Stop it.
There's the right hand underneath. That right hand to the body has been working all night for Guzman. Right hand up top. Another right hand. He reloads. And then Guzman goes downstairs. Hard to see if that was a little south of the border. It was very close.
He really wound up that right hand.
Seconds out.
Dia telling him to get away from the ropes, move your hands. There's that
low.
right hand. What do you think, Teddy?
It's low.
Sweeping across underneath that protective belt line of Pabon. Scored a knockdown, second knockdown of the night scored by the former 2 division titles.
Can't blame the referee for missing that one. It was hard to even see without slowing it down to super slow motion. That's the only way we could see it.
It was lightning fast, and it was also sweeping away from the referee, who was on the backside of Guzman.
When you see Guzman, he's looking to score a knockout, but he's looking to do it right now at least with one shot. One perfectly placed shot, downstairs or upstairs. Not combinations.
There's another right hand to the body. And that time they both open up, and has been many times be the awkward case with a southpaw.
No. Don't punch on the break, okay?
Teddy scorecard, of course, easily made up with those 2 10-8 rounds.
There's a low blow by Pabon, but a knockdown returned by Guzman.
4, 5, he hit you. 6, 7, 8. Okay?
Gentile in the middle of the count gives an explanation to Pabon as to why that's being ruled a knockdown. It was pretty simple. He hit you.
Yeah, well, Pabon's complaint was that it wasn't really a significant knockdown that hurt him. He was off balance, his legs were together, but as you just said, the definition of a knockdown, you get hit a punch, you go down. But it was not a significant knockdown. Pabon is not hurt.
So there's right hands to the body, and there's one upstairs by Guzman. They're taking their toll.
What's keeping Pabon in this fight, honestly, Joe, is, again, give some credit to Pabon. He showed hard, he got off the floor. But it's Guzman keeping him in the fight. Guzman only fighting sporadically. One punch at a time, just in spots.
That right hand was almost behind the head As Guzman then eats a left hand from Pabon.